Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. As you can see, that's Sydney Sweeney on the screen. She's 3 inches shorter than me, but I'm 41 years older than her. So as before, even if I was as rich as Elon Musk, and to that matter, Jeff Bezos put together, by being as clever as Marvel's Tony Stark, I still would have no chance, because even I feel that an age gap that big is just creepy. Mind you, if I was that rich by being that clever and in my early to mid-20s, you bet I would like to have a relationship with Sydney there. But I'm not, and I can't, so never mind. Anyway, enough about Sydney. As you know, the American birth rate has been in sharp decline for the past several years, with fewer and fewer women producing offspring to balance the population. Now, on the news the other day, Trump has entered the debate with a bonus for women that can have babies. So looking around over the weekend, I found 2 articles. This is CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, or Canada's version of the BBC. And as you can see, it said Trump wants a baby boom. Here's why. A baby bonus probably won't help fertility rates. Now, this is a against sort of article. If you scroll down, it says, where is it? A wave of advocates and experts are arguing otherwise, pointing out that these incentives won't address the systematic issues contributing to a low fertility rate. At the same time, others point out Trump's administration is slashing programs that help families, such as maternal and child health programs, the Head Start program for low-income families, and childcare supports. If they were really serious about increasing fertility rates, I think the number one thing they could do is increase paid maternity leave, then increase the availability of affordable daycare spaces, says Marina, i.e. a woman, assistant professor of teaching at the University of British Columbia, who specializes in economics and gender. And then it goes on about other countries. The US birth rates have been falling for years. They dropped most years from 08 to 09 recession, aside from the 2014 pickup. And the birth rate increased slightly less than 1%, according to primarily CDC data, but experts don't see evidence of reversing a long-term decline. And then it goes on about Canada's birth rate and all the other countries. Now that's Canada. South of the Canadian border in America, we have Fox News, and I found this. This was done on May the 4th. This was done on May the 2nd. Trump's 5,000 baby is how it will do the most good. Throughout history, Christian faith has been a dominant force for civilization renewal. Now with this, if you drop down, it says, it is important to recognize that in the United States our flight from marriage and the mindset that has driven it as causing our fertility collapse. Married people continue to enjoy above replacement levels of fertility. The challenge is where there is far too few married people today. And then it goes down. To provide incentive, reports have emerged that Trump's administration is considering $5,000 per baby bonus for new mothers. The administration should focus on the incentive on married fertility. Now, it's all very well, this approach and this approach, but if you take a step back and look at it with a MGTOW mindset, this is only addressing the cause, not the symptoms. The cause is not being addressed. The cause is simply that large numbers of single American women do not want to get with large numbers of single American men who are on an equal sexual market value, i.e., all these women in America and Canada, they only want to get with the top 10%. They think that the average guy who would be suitable for them is not suitable for them, and thus the average guy to them is invisible. And this is the result. The administrations in Canada and America are only just starting to realize the enormity of the problem, and they're not addressing the rise of feminism and the social media causing women in both Canada and America to decide that they decide Mr. 666 and nothing else will do. So we've got this situation where Trump is thinking of having a baby bonus, but is just for predominantly focusing on couples who are married, as in the people, women, who are more sensible than their feminist counterparts, i.e. traditional women. But the large numbers of babies being born in America are single mothers, so is Trump going to address that? Will the single mother get the 5,000 baby bonus? You tell me. This is sort of the next phase of the coming democratic storm that's heading towards us, with 2030 and 52% of American women being single and childless. The Christian faith has a lot to do with the establishment of the nuclear family, but as you could see, the current situation with the individual is dominant. The Christian faith is being put on the back burner because America is not essentially a Christian country. In all the levers of power, another small minor religion is a dominant force. But that's another issue I don't want to cover. But as it is, Trump is getting an inkling of what's going on, and he wants to give a bonus to get the American babies being born. Same with over in Hungary and Russia, South Korea and Japan. But it's a question of changing the mindset of women. They can't have what they want, is that they only want the top 10% of men or the top 1% of men, but the top 10 and 1% of men don't necessarily want a woman that is not in the same social circle that they move in. So this is an ongoing thing. I'll see if I can find some more for next week, but I think I'm approaching the 10-minute mark now, so as usual I'll leave it to you. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it. You know what the routine is. So, but kudos for Trump for at least addressing this problem of a low and baby boom, but we'll have to see how it goes from now. So that's it from me for this one. That's it. Bye bye.